Welcome to Hempfield. My name is Bryce J. Jordan, and this month we explored what the future looks like to our spectacular students. From award-winning graphic designers to students beginning to take on great responsibilities as summer camp counselors, and even a first look at the improved Hempfield High School building. There's a lot to look forward to in this month's episode, so fasten your seatbelts and hold on tight. This is Hempfield Happenings. Our first story is about talented Hempfield students making waves as graphic designers. Showcasing their excellent skills, Robin Fisk winning first place in regionals, and in second place, Henry Lutz.
Visual surrounds us everywhere, designed to convey a message. And two students here from Hempfield High School are making their mark in media and design competitions to express their ideas in an art form.
I just took graphic design 1 and I really liked it, so I wanted to keep going with it.
I took Mr. Turner's graphic design 1-2 in independent study, and this year I'm in the CTC commercial art full-time, which is incredible.
It's a lot of instruction through demos, so just trying to get them engaged. And when I want to teach something with a particular technique and software, I'll show them that technique, but I want them to try it as well.
I kind of like trying to express myself in all my work, like do something that like speaks to what I want to do and try not to like copy other people.
I love typography. I've been trying to stretch a little bit more into illustration, which is a struggle point for me, but I know it's going to be very important as a graphic designer.
According to the official website of the PA Media and Design Competitions, it is an annual event that highlights Pennsylvania students' application skills, creativity, and knowledge. To fully develop their designs, there are a few planning and preparation steps that is made before the competition.
This is one project where I really try to stay out of it completely, and I don't tell them if it's right or wrong. I kind of play the role of I'm the customer and you're the designer, and then what do I want and what do you have to do to solve that problem.
We make a poster, like a trifold, like for a science fair, and we print out posters, promotional pieces, cups, all that good stuff, and we set it up at a table.
The final state competition takes place every May, and Hempfield has been involved since around 2007. Over the years, students have consistently earned achievements.
We started going regionally, and it was just kind of building up to seeing what other schools were doing, how they were presenting their final designs, and then taking that and reworking what we did and what we've been doing here.
I've competed in this competition for the last 3 years. At a regional level, I've medaled all 3 years. This is the second year in a row I've placed first at the regional competition, and I'm going to states, and I'm very excited. I loved seeing all of the other work there.
I got People's Choice, which is like everyone voted who was at the place that like my design was the most elaborate. And also I got second place in the competition for the logo.
What I really love about the day at the state competition is it sounds very teachery, but it's not whether or not you win. The students get to talk to other students and they get to talk to them about their projects. I am happy to say it gives our students quite a bit of pride to be able to see what we can produce in our department and take with them at not only at the regional level, but at the state level.
It definitely gives me some momentum and confidence going into this field. I'm very grateful for this opportunity, and I'm pretty excited to be going to states again this year.
There was like constructive criticism on our stuff we could look at afterwards. I'm going to take that in the next year and then do the competition again.
Robin and Henry are ready to take graphic design to the next level for their future plans, and Mr. Turner has one main lesson he hopes his students take away from his classes.
I just see myself doing like graphic design in the future because it's really fun.
I would love to be a creative director. I know that's super ambitious. I really appreciate being in the classes I am now and going to college. I'm majoring in graphic design. I look forward to building my portfolio and being more experienced in my field.
We talk about driving around and looking at street signs, just different signage that you see going from your house to the outlets. So the whole idea is to make sure that they kind of not take it for granted and realize that you're constantly communicating a message, and hopefully they'll be a little bit better at doing it visually by taking graphics.
While placing in the competitions are rewarding, the graphic design students ultimately enjoy getting to explore and express their creativity through visual arts that are essential for everyday life. For Hempfield Happenings, I'm Alyssa Abo.
On May 20th, Robin went to the state level and won first in graphic design. Congratulations! Next, Brady Falcon examined the opportunities available to driven Hempfield students at the summer job fair and what this next season will look like for these ambitious attendees.
Hiring for beverage science where you can work on the functions, so taking orders, serving items to guests, and also serving alcoholic beverages.
Recently, Hempfield hosted a summer job fair to help students get a job over the summer.
This year, the job fair organizers decided to change the focus of the event.
We shifted the focus for this event to be more on part-time and seasonal jobs because we felt like that's kind of what the student need was at that time. We do have an excavating company that's here that is employing students for post-graduation, but the majority of the vendors that are here today and employers are here today are hiring at 15 and 16 years of age. We have been talking about doing a part-time job fair for a long time, and last year was the first time that we were able to pull that together. And we just really want to do a better job of connecting with employers and industry in our community and connecting students with opportunities. So that's why we wanted to have the job fair, is to kind of close that gap and provide, an opportunity here at school for students to get connected to employment opportunities.
As well as the event organizers, students also went away with a more positive experience.
Yeah, I'm looking for a part-time job, just another way to make extra money. I do a lot of sports officiating and stuff like that, so I think this would just be another good way to have something else to do. Oh yeah, something flexible, something I can engage with the community, just to help give back. I wrestle and I do a lot of things with Hempfield, so I think this would just be a good way to find a job in Hempfield where I can be around the community and stuff like that.
Employers also gave out a variety of experiences to students.
So the job fair reached out to us to see, because we hire a lot of, younger kids, high school students. So they wanted us to come represent to try and get more of the younger kids to work. Students should get a job at Rita's Mount Joy because we offer a good, positive environment. We have a lot of fun. We scoop a lot of ice. We work with the custard machines, and we just get to have great customer service skills. And we all work as a team.
Overall, students, event organizers, and attendees all gain greater opportunities from the job fair. For Hempfield Happenings, I am Brady Falcon.
Now, Carter Gingrich looked into the school board's plans for a long-awaited renovation to Hempfield High School. Board members, principals, and community members spoke to what students can expect from a modernization of their school building.
Whatsoever. There's no HVAC in the hallways. And so that leads to issues.
Hempfield's high school building has a storied history, including many expansions and additions. But after 71 years, it might be time for some demolition.
It's been built and added onto and reconfigured like a bunch of Legos many times over the years. 30 years ago was the last major change or renovation to the building, and parts of it are 70 plus years old.
As the oldest school building in Hempfield School District, the high school can be challenging to teach in. School board member Judy Brady cites the school's heating and ventilating systems, structural damage to the roof, and crowded school spaces as major challenges the aging high school faces. And according to polled Hempfield High School students, traffic and outdated facilities also top the list of problems worth addressing.
We have kids who are in the music program, linking the music program facilities to the performing facilities, I think will be a big benefit.
They do need to look into what some of the traffic patterns and things infecting the community.
In order to speak with students and parents about these concerns, the school board hosted a community forum on April 2nd where they shared plans for the renovation and asked for community feedback on the process.
For a portion of time, we'll have a high school and a half. So there's really three parts to our building. There's the Franklin wing, the Buchanan wing, and then there's going to be this new wing. And so through the project, we'll always be able to be in two of those three spaces. And so that way, there should be minimum disruption to student learning and classes.
They're going to be in a space, where they're going to continue to be able to do their learning and not be interrupted. And they're just doing it in phases so they can kind of shift the kids around and they can continue on their learning throughout the process.
We're not going to have two offices. We're not going to have two sides to the building. It's going to be one building. There's going to be a new competition gym. Will we still call the old one Buchanan? Will we call it? I don't know. That'll be fun to figure out. Hempfield High School is a big place, so everything's getting some attention, and the attention kind of continues to evolve week to week.
There are many things that are yet to be decided, so I wouldn't say that anything is 100% nailed down yet.
There's going to be disruptions to parking and how we access the building. That's going to happen in any construction renovation project, and we will work through it.
Just down the road from Hempfield is Penn Manor High School, which has recently undergone a successful building renovation project, and students are thrilled with the new learning spaces.
Similarly to Hempfield, Penn Manor School District recently renovated their high school building to match modern education standards.
And I walked in, and I think the first thing I said was, wow, this is really nice. Because everything about it was just clean, either in the literal sense or in the architectural sense, that it's clean cut. It looks good. I definitely think that this is kind of the next natural step for schooling in the future. I think a lot of schools are kind of stuck in the past.
The way we teach now and the way students learn now is very collaborative, and so we need bigger spaces that students can group together and teachers can circulate among them.
This school has so many options, and as well as just so much architecture that is new and fits with, I think, our modern mindset and our modern education system. It's a place that is, I'm proud to be a part of because it looks nice.
I think my message to the community would be, please come out. It's not too late to get your voice heard about this project. We want your ideas. We want to know if we've missed something. If you see something that hasn't been addressed, that none of us have thought of yet, we want to know that.
I mean, education is important. I think the Hempfield School District, is one of the reasons that we looked at Hempfield when we came here. So, supporting that is a benefit to the community in a lot of different ways.
Yeah, I love what I'm seeing so far. I'm really excited by it. And every time I see a new plan, it gets better.
With these renovations, Hempfield hopes to maintain its status at the pinnacle of education excellence in central Pennsylvania. For Hempfield Happenings, I'm Carter Gingrich.
For our next story, a Hempfield High School volleyball coach is inducted into the Juniata Hall of Fame for his excellence as an athlete in college. Over the 4 years Kenny Iser has coached, he has made it into the hearts and minds of many a Hempfield volleyball player.
As Hempfield Boys Volleyball is in the hunt for another state championship, their coach gets an honor of his own. Hempfield Boys Volleyball coach Kenny Iser was recently inducted to the Juniata College Hall of Fame for his collegiate career.
Got my kids up there and my parents, that was really what it was more about for me, was the recognition of them. Got to thank my parents for everything they did, and my kids got to come up and kind of hear about stuff that they were never around for, so it was nice to have that.
As Kenny says, the induction was more of a memoir of the things that the people didn't see, but his impact on the players is. Four-year player Brady Regard talks about the impact that Coach Kenny has on his life.
He's just kind of been a constant throughout my volleyball career. He's nothing like any coach I've ever had before. Very hands-on, very in your face. He really wants you to succeed, and he won't stop until you do it. He's definitely been a positive impact on me and how I am as a player in person.
Players are inspired by Kenny for his hardworking and always wanting to win attitude. He mentions how coaching differs from playing and how it can affect the players.
Coaching is extremely frustrating because you can't actually participate. You know, like when you're in the game, you have at least a portion of control over what's going to happen, and you have an outcome. The outcome is strictly based on stuff that you're able to do. Here, it's more, you know, did you prepare the team early enough? Did you give them the right drills to run? You know, are they consistent enough to execute everything over and over again and come out on top more often than not?
Keeping the team in check and driving them to take the hits and keep going through the season is a challenge, but they all have the same goal of a state trophy.
To overcome other teams that are also very good, that's where you really have to batten down and make sure that you're doing the same things that you're trying to do every single day in practice. You can do it once here and there and win some points, but then when you play better teams, they're going to do it back to you, and it's who can actually sustain that for the longest that ends up winning the overall match. So that's a thing that we still need to work on, and hopefully we'll get here in the last few weeks. I enjoy the positive influence that you can put on kids and the trajectory you can put them on as actual individuals instead of outside of the sport as well, instead of just on the court.
Striving for goals and getting better every day is the lesson that Kenny teaches day in and day out. The boys and Coach Kenny are on a push for another state championship to bring home for the school. For Hempfield Happenings, I'm Carter Javahar.
In this next piece, Reese Geiger looked into Rock Lidditz, a production hub based in Lancaster County, the opportunities available through their live events, and what touring with a musician is like.
Touring comes with many challenges that the team must overcome to create a show that the audience will love, while learning new skills and traveling the world. Rock Lidditz is a great local place to start. Rock Lidditz produces live events and has resources to design sets for some of the most known artists in the world, like Taylor Swift, Ariana Grande, and Justin Bieber. Rachel Hales is an employee at Rock Lidditz.
So here at Rock Lidditz, we have over 40 different vendors, and some of them focus and specialize on audio. Some of them focus and specialize in lighting. Some of them do video screens and video walls. And I love getting to work at Rock Lidditz because we're at the studio where we see it all come together.
I spoke to Nicole Mazzy, the touring producer of Billie Eilish, and she let me know about her journey from Lancaster to touring all over the world with some of the biggest names.
You know, I'm so fortunate. I'm a girl from Lancaster, Pennsylvania that has, you know, been to 6 of the 7 continents and over 200 countries. And I would have never thought that I was going to get to do that, you know. So that is a driving factor in how much I love this job, too.
With a job in this industry, there is a sense of reward that the crew feels once the show starts.
There's a moment when the lights are down and the audience is there, and I love that live audience, right? There's a moment, sometimes it's the start of the show or an end of the show. You've been to a concert, you've know this feeling where the lights are down and everyone is there together. Maybe they're singing together, or everyone's cell phones are up and all the lights are in the room. There's just this genuine energy in this space. You feel a moment with that many people. It feels really rewarding to know you're a part of creating that.
Nicole gives some advice to anyone interested in this career.
You know, there's definitely ways to getting your foot in the door, but I always say you need to be ready to jump right when the opportunity comes, because the opportunity might not happen a second time. So if you really want to go and somebody says, hey, we need a production assistant on this tour, can you do this? Oh yeah, I'm ready. My bag, I'll go pack my bag now, you know?
So from Rock Lidditz to the big stage, the crew is what really makes the show what the audience enjoys. For Hempfield Happenings, I'm Reese Geiger.
Many elementary schools host a field day to allow their students to let loose once a year with a series of athletic activities. But this year, they're getting a little extra help. Have a look.
Elementary school field days are a great way for students of all ages to get involved, with the older students volunteering for the younger students and the younger students being able to have a great day of fitness.
The 6th graders at Farmdale enjoy volunteering at the field day and getting to work their own station.
I did a tumbling gymnastics station where we had 3 mats and we had the kids split into 3 different groups and then do stations. So the first mat was station 1, and that was like different kinds of roles. The second station was poses, and then the third station, which I was at, was animal walks.
So me and my friend Lila, we worked the kindergarten and first grade field day. We did a station where some kids would either kick a soccer ball into pins, and some kids would like roll a foam ball into pins.
Each student that volunteered had their own unique reason as to why they decided to help out.
I wanted to help do field day because I just like helping little kids get better at what they love.
I chose to volunteer because I have been wanting to be a babysitter for like younger kids, and I just really love working with younger kids.
Not only did the event bring the 6th grade students together, it brought the younger students together too.
I think the field day brought multiple kids together because they were working as a group, specifically in multiple stations. They had to work as a group in multiple of them, so which means that they were building their relationships within each station.
Overall, the field days at Farmdale Elementary were a great way to bring multiple grade levels together, create a sense of community, and enjoy a fun day of athletics. For Hempfield Happenings, I'm Allison Rainier.
Summer camp is a staple of many children's childhoods, but what is often overlooked are the young adults guiding them through this experience. Katie Kriebik shows insight into what being a camp counselor entails at Camp Mac, a nearby summer camp for Cub Scouts.
Summer camp is not just for campers. Staff members have the opportunity to learn and lead as counselors. At Camp Mac, a summer camp for Cub Scouts, there are many opportunities for jobs in the summer. These jobs include various different topics depending on what you're comfortable teaching or doing.
Everybody in staff has like their specific job. So if I worked at aquatics or something, I'm working at the pool. If I'm working at nature, I'm working with like in our lodge. But we all have to like clean the bathrooms. We all have to serve meals. We have to do the colors, which is raising the flags and whatnot.
It is crazy leading up to camp. And then once camp gets started, it just runs itself. It's a nice, easy thing. It's awesome to see, number one, our staff kind of come together and run an awesome program.
As the summer goes on, staff members can learn valuable lessons.
Working at a camp really starts to make you think on your feet. As compared to other jobs, you kind of know what you're doing day in and day out. And every day is a new adventure at camp that you kind of have to kind of improvise and overcome and kind of find out things about yourself.
With each passing season, there are many different reasons staff members return.
I started working at camp years ago and I haven't left. But in doing this, I have made lifelong friends. The people that I started working with, we still hang out all these years together. You just get to meet fantastic human beings.
First off, you're outside, you're having fun outside. A lot of time you're having fun with the other staff members, but also you have the responsibility of watching the kids, taking care of them, teaching them things, and making sure they walk away with something positive.
Overall, many realize the value of camp counselors, and counselors themselves have the ability to learn so much on staff. For Hempfield Happenings, I'm Katie Kriebik.
Last but not least, Brady Falcon is back to dig into Hempfield High School Craft Fair and all the hard work these artists put into preparing a variety of visual arts for the patrons to feast their eyes on.
The annual craft fair was just a couple weeks ago. I went and interviewed some of the participants to see how they prepared for the occasion. Mrs. Erin Settle, the club advisor, was more than willing to be able to explain how they prepared for the event.
Some of our board members at the time, about 4 years ago, came to us with an idea about having a craft fair to celebrate students and staff that have talents to kind of offer them up to the community, and we went with that, and it's evolved from there. So we have outside vendors, student vendors from elementary school all the way up to high school. We have staff that participate, and every year our board chooses an organization to support, and this year we're supporting Project Lifesaver, and we do that through table fee donations and through our basket raffle.
As well as the club advisor, I also spoke with the club president.
So we started a few months ago. We started in January, and we kind of just talked about like what we wanted to see for the craft fair, because we've done it in years past. And then we just started, we had subcommittees of people assembling baskets and people working on getting vendors and all of that. So we broke up and we worked to get it done by that. So we put together all the basket raffles that we have. We asked communities in the communities for donations. We advertised just for the vendors to come in. We scheduled for the food trucks to come in, and then we set everything up and we coordinate a lot of it.
Lastly, I talked to one of the vendors to see how she prepared for the fair.
So our business is called Never Ending Bloom. We do vintage planners and new planners as well. My husband does all the planning, and I go and buy the merchandise to put the plants into. My husband, depending on how cool it is, he'll put them in trays and put them out in the car for the night before. So then that way we can just go straight from the house to the craft show.
Overall, everyone put in a lot of effort in this year's craft fair. For Hempfield Happenings, I am Brady Falcon.
As students make their way out of elementary school through high school and into the professional world, education gives them many opportunities to build their skill set and prepare for adulthood. Next month's Hempfield seniors present everything from a nifty award-winning business venture to a high school principal who just wants to make the world a better place. We'll also visit Girls on the Run and the Sisterhood Club at the high school. Clearly, there's a lot to look forward to. I've been Bryce Jordan. This has been Hempfield Happenings.